Yo, it's time to cover GT Goku's universal combos, going from easy to advanced and highlighting which are his most optimal ones, as well as tips along the way and some of his mix-ups to end it off. For basics, JS acts like a horizontal smash and you can get slightly knocked down with J2H. Ideally though, you end with JLLL into his medium Dragon Flash Fist. On bigger characters, you can land 3 of his light attacks in the air and jump cancel, but we won't be including these for the combos, but just keep that in mind. So you can add them for all the combos I will show, so keep that in mind because I won't constantly remind you. And if you want to use the EX one, you can also land another power pull to end with the EX ender. In the corner, you can just do the medium one, but you can also do power pull into JH, and then you jump cancel it for extra damage in the corner. The light version of his Dragon Flash is really good to extend with assists, since it brings him back down with like a lot of time to work with, working with a lot of assists, and you still preserve your smash with a medium version. And this even applies to solo vanish extension, so I guess we'll go over a little vanish right here, delaying the vanish to be closer to the ground, or you can just vanish jump cancel, but you can get 5k solo with slightly knockdown. So keep all these concepts in mind for all the combos we'll go over, but one thing to note is that it can be hard to land his level 1 and level 2 super after the medium Flash Fist. So that's why you see a lot of people go for J2H to go into supers. Or even just the EX version that gives you more frame advantage and thus more time to actually time your supers. For level 3, it has limited range mid-screen, so you can't really use it after your Dragon Flash, but you can do it in the air with just an lariats or just JDRs with assists or anything else where you're closer together, but in the corner it all works. And as a reminder, remember that when he has all his allies alive, his level 1 super does less than average damage, but when he loses 1, he goes into Super Saiyan 3 to do more damage, which becomes Super Saiyan 4 for his level 3 for even more damage on that as well, going to slightly above average, I believe. Now for Oki, you have to look at frame advantage, and that kind of changes depending on your height. You want to look for the numbers that's in the bracket, so as you can see here, the grounded medium, it gives you like plus 52, and then the EX version gives you an additional plus 5, so plus 57, and that's kind of like his rule, getting higher as you get higher up off the ground. Of the medium version, you can just hold up and then air dash JH. The timing becomes really strict off just the really low to the ground version though, and then if you're really high up in the air, you have to add a frame pull 2L there if you want to make it tight. High off the ground though, you can also do 2L into IAD JH. Of the EX versions, you can do 2L into an IAD that covers all the text, and this also regens assist as well. And of J2H, you can do 2L into an IAD as well. Another really cool Oki that GT has is reverse Kame into 1S on reaction, and then you can cover up text, you cover down text, and also gives you that extra armor if you do mess up. While it can be really strong on reaction with using assist, and you can add fake outs with different Kame directions, it's not really safe. Maybe you can land in time, but it's very hard to get that safe aspect to it. And these are some examples I'm talking about, like aiming it up and then getting mix out of it, but you have landing recovery, so you can't really secure a really good mix, and the Pogo doesn't hit low either. So be careful of that, but I do see potential in it. Mid-screen J2H keeps you closer for manual chase on Oki. A moon jump off the EX one seems possible though, but it's way too tight to work, and the medium one just leaves you so far with not enough advantage. There does seem to be some potential with 3S Oki though, like when you're low to the ground or really high up with the EX, holding down for fast fall, dashing into 3S, and then air dashing to get a meaty. It does seem a bit inconsistent to get it tight off every single combo, so you have to check it out for your own. For combo enders, you can do DR into his medium lariat because that has guaranteed stun time, which can come in handy with spark and assist regeneration as well, so that's great to add on to damage for his enders. So here's an example with spark active, how the assist regen. If you have guaranteed blocks and assists, you can use his M or EX lariat, since those are also guaranteed blocks, and so that means that they will never drop out of it. I know like SSJA is good with this. Here the spark actually ends early, but you can continue for as long as you have spark, you feel me? So that was just an example, and maybe we'll see some more optimized routes of this, but this is good to add on damage at the end of your combos. But ideally you want to go into a Spirit Bomb setup, since it's a high damage in level 3 that doesn't scale down following supers to give you more damage for follow-up combos. So there's 4 main ways, all requiring resources besides solo combos that we'll see later. The easiest way is having long blocks and assists that holds them in place for a Spirit Bomb, like SSJ Vegeta A or those lockdown assists as well. And after landing your Spirit Bomb, you can go into JDR for universal Oki or grounded DR into his lariat or more combo follow-ups that we'll see later. Ideally, you use your Spirit Bombs to kill the opponents, or else it's a waste if you spend an assist and 3 bars just to go for regular Oki. And this can work mid-screen as well depending on your assist, but it can be a bit harder to continue the combo afterwards. The second way is after Autocombo, which can be achieved solo, or more simply with an assist, which adds on damage and is more optimal by doing 214S, holding 9, so towards them, then pressing 1S away from them, so the back of the Kame hits, and then you input your Spirit Bomb, and then they actually go towards it. You can also do 214S, 9S, 9S, 1S, but sometimes GT ends up doing the Spirit Bomb on the other side, so that drops a combo, so it's better just do this version instead for more consistent setups. Now when you want to Spirit Bomb on these super long combos, you can't land extra hits of his Autocombo, right? So what you need to do here is after the Dragon Flash is you flow back, try to delay your skull as much as you can, and then when you do your Autocombo, only get the grab part where you can still link into his reverse Kame because that one has fixed hit stun that lets you go into the Spirit Bomb. And this combo leads into a TOD, DRing, going into his level 1. Beautiful. This works solo after Vanish as well, but you have to delay a 214S holding no direction, which is delayed and then input 1S, and then you can get Spirit Bomb to fly as well. I think there are some ways to make it work mid-screen, but it's a bit more inconsistent with the setup. So reverse Kame, basically the direction you point towards is where he travels to, having a hitbox on his body and behind him where he fires a beam, up to 3 follow-ups, and doing neutral S, so nothing plus S gives you a beam, which helps to hit confirm and combo and stuff that we'll see later. So master that mobility with assist because it does have armor and is super fast, although it is 2-hitable now and has recovery when landing. If the beam part hits, it pushes them further away with more hits onto it, which is why the Spirit Bomb works then. The third way is calling an assist, then holding beam, holding forward, so you shoot it out the corner, then fire Spirit Bomb. This leaves you closer in the corner, so the spacing is different, and also not as much hit stun, so you can actually add more afterwards to combo, getting double Spirit Bomb, stuff that we'll see later as well. And the final way is that you can actually do it solo, where you actually have to delay the Spirit Bomb a little bit, so right at the last-ish hits of the level 1 because it gives him a wall bounce, which lets the Spirit Bomb land as well. I've seen it work mid-screen, but it seems very hard. I think you just need extra precise timing right when the level 1 beam is ending, so that they bounce up into the Spirit Bomb, but it's so hard that I don't really recommend it. Now, while regular level 3 doesn't work mid-screen, they did extend the hitbox after level 1 to level 3 so that it makes it connect, which is nice. For some Z-Tag stuff in the corner, you can get easy J226L into assist and then get JDR. And sometimes mid-screen too with the beam you can get JDRs, but this one is a bit harder with the timing, so I don't recommend that one. I recommend the Lyria one to be more stable. And he also has interesting Z-Tag setups to bring them back down after the late Dragon Flash, and then you can go into character-specific stuff like Goku Black's loops, which is pretty sick. You can also DHC into GT's level 3 if you have an assist dead by holding back, and then the dead assist is icon, and then he gives you an on-hit level 3. And this should work for most level 1 supers. Even getting to double Spirit Bomb shenanigans. I think that's about it for the basics, so let's go into his mid-screen combos. Another easy one is after 5H, you can hold the beam, walk forward a little bit, which connects on every character. And he also has a 3H now that increases the distance of his down heavy. He has 2 side switches. This one you delay the second falling JL, and the double jump JL needs to be delayed as well. And the second one is with 3S that honestly looks cooler and feels a lot easier. So now it's time for his optimal unskilled and skilled combos. The first one is this easy reverse Kame route where you hold back S and then you land the beam, continuing for 4.7k. You can also do an angled up beam that does a bit more damage than the regular version. The skilled version off a JH can look like this, and this combo is just really easy, it's very universal, although there is one small change that happens on bigs and you get more damage. And that's if you delay the reverse Kame a little bit, you can land the first part, but that actually scales the combo, although it can help with rejumps. And if you reach the corner with these routes, you can do the up reverse Kame to get more hits of that, but he has way better corner routes. I just wanted to know how it changes. Now in terms of rejumps, he has a couple different versions. Here's a super jump variation. Doesn't do that much more damage, but it is character specific. Like this one works on GT, you'll see it works on Vegeta, but it doesn't work on Vegeta. So you guys will have to kind of mix and match different heights and timings, delay timings on that J4S to get it to work, but I don't recommend mastering this rejump. Speaking of Vegeta, here's the bigs only combo that adds a bit more damage, and you need a big delay on that JM after super dash, but it does feel pretty good. And here's just an example of a skill starter of these rejumps, but again, unless you master a character specific one, then I don't think it's really worth doing. This GT one is pretty easy though, it's auto timed on him. Now that we're done with reverse combo, we can go over 5H stuff, so you can do 3S and then continue with beam like so. For the rejump, we need to delay the JL, and this one is a pretty stable rejump, so unlike the reverse Kame, this one is practical. And the skilled version of this leads to 3.9k with the same timings, but it is a bit different near the corner, so let's quickly go over that before fully going into the corner, but we do have a couple more mid-screen hits. So here's a little preview of that, landing a low to the ground beam. They can continue with 5L or 2M, but we'll see more corner stuff in the corner section, so I guess it's just like a little preview ting. For new combos, you can now do his beam into dash 5L, delay 5L, and this is universal on every character, and you can go into his reverse Kame route or his regular BMBs. Here's an alternate route, and you can probably get the 3S side switch from this as well now that I'm thinking about it, but you can go into a lot of other stuff, even 5H. And honestly, 4.8-ish with almost 1.5 bars without a rejump, this might be his most optimal practical, I think. The rejump might actually not be worth it because you have to limit your hits, right? Because of the 5LLL, so you don't even get that much follow-ups afterwards. Off a scaled starter, you get 3.9k into the reverse Kame route, and it's almost similar as a regular reverse Kame route, but I think this is his best skill starter without having to rejump. You can also get multiple beam loops as well, just gotta make sure to delay that 5LL timing. They can get pretty creative combos, but nothing too crazy output wise. So on Vegeta, you have to manually delay that 2M after the auto combo, but this is a good time to talk about how he can get JDR, so you can tag out whenever you want close to the corner with the medium smash version of the lariat. And this works with the EX version when you're mid-screen as well if you want to spend half a bar to tag someone out. Time for some extra combos. If you delay your EX lariat after 5H, you can link into your other normals, but you don't want to be spending meter for no reason, but it is some sauce. Remember how the timing changed on Bigs, delaying that 2M, but you can connect 5L after the Whiff lariat on them so you can get more damage with the aerial extensions as well. And the skilled version can look like this on Bigs, but again, you're spending half a bar for only like the same output basically, so it's not really worth doing it, but it is nice for some sauce. And of course, if you're in the corner, you can't do these EX whiffs. Now you're going to land a lot of 5S stuff since 3 of them kind of string into each other. They can't be reflected, but they do frame trap like jumps and stuff, so they can hold the beam and continue for a normal BMB. Or the 3S link, which is sick. Super dash combos can be simple like so. But you can also extend with his EX lariat, and I guess that applies to anything like air to air hits, like whenever you have your smash available, and then you can get into interesting grounded extensions. And you can optimize this EX with the grounded beam extension as well by delaying the beam slightly after 2Ms that they're low to the ground to make this link easier. In the corner, you can just use his medium lariat and then you can go into his corner routes that we will see soon after this stray hit section. Although in the corner, it might be preferable to do JM delay JH into 5S, and then you can go into some of his corner routes, showing off his 3 Pogo extension here. You can also go into reverse Kame route doing 1S to land and then go into beam, so let's go over some more reverse Kame stuff. If you ever hit them with a reverse Kame on your first or second follow-up, the 5th one can always be the beam for an easy extension, where you can do like JDR goes to the corner, stuff like that. And then from there, depending on heights, you can go into all of the super dash stuff that we spoke about earlier as well. Like this one, that you can start with 0 bars from it as well, which is sick. More practically though, you can still keep going towards them and they can confirm it this way. This way does a bit more damage than previously shown because of the 5LL. And depending on angles, if you can do 4S, you can actually space yourself out to get really easy rejumps, but this is crazy to do in the actual match. A very stable route to lab, if you have the right heights, is being able to confirm into 1S so you can land and then do a 236S beam going up so you can super dash to continue the combo. In the corner though, if you can land this 2S at the end for your follow-up, so doing 7S, 2S, you can link JLs in. So you can kind of combine some concepts earlier with these like reverse Kame concepts, depending on if you have the smash or super dash or not. For Pogo Confirms, you can go into grounded beam, but you can also do all the reverse Kame went over. And this leads to a bit more optimal output and looks so sick. Even on the cross-up one, 214S, the back one can hit them and then you can go into your Kame beam to confirm. So you can kind of combine these concepts, and if you land after one reverse Kame, you get it back to bring it again in the same combo. So here, I combine these two concepts to add a little extra at the end here. And since we're talking about beam, the beam mix-up where you can cross up is a lot better now. And you can go back into all the different ways that we spoke about confirming beam, like against bigs, against smalls. You want to charge the same side and walk up a little bit to make like the mix hit kind of on the same frame and like fake them out after establishing respect, which can be interesting, but most of the time GT players are going to just super dash because it can be hard to get these harder links in. And there's tons of different ways to confirm EX there. It's basically like your post vanish route if you ever land something and vanish, and then you can go into these type of combos. But you typically don't want to vanish. If you do vanish, you can try to go for like that harder 2M slightly delayed beam link to add extra damage in, or just 2M beam, whichever combos you want. But he can pretty much confirm anything, even like angled up beam from full screen away with super dash, right? Although if you do land a vanish, you can also delay into reverse comment for confirms, which can be nice high up in the air if you struggle to confirm. I hope that covers all his confirms. The last thing I want to talk about is how he has 6L now to grab them. You can hold beam and kind of steer it backwards so you can land all your beam hits to add a bit more damage to it. But his easiest thing for damage is just adding reverse Kame in here for 2.9k, just a simple reverse Kame route. The most optimal way for damage is doing the full auto combo because it bounces them up higher, then do 214S, facing them away from them so you can land into a beam, extending it, but you need to extend with an assist like with tag or grounded JDR. I think this is his best route for the 6L tick throw command grab thing, which is super sick, and he has a better version in the corner that we'll go over in the corner section as well. Also, if you slightly delay the aerial sequence by still pressing LL the entire time, you still get the auto combo property, but being lower to the ground, so it's easier to link your beam in. Now it's time for the Kona. So to start off his corner routes, something new that he got is 3 power poles, and if you delay, you can connect 3S as well, so you can add that on. And then what GT could always do after his beam is just match 5M, and then you can get that to link. But now it got even better. So now you can use 5H instead of 5M, and then if you add a power pole, 5S can actually get these types of loops in the corner, which is pretty sick. You can pair these concepts with a 5M jump cancel afterwards to add on like that aerial beam, but it seems like doing his 336M lowers his combo output in the corner. As we can see here with 5S, by holding back and we can match 5H, we can start these loops, and these easy loops actually deal more damage than doing his medium lariats. And there's a lot of different ways to go about this, but I don't really like using too many power poles because this seems to scale the combo as well, so these loops aren't his optimal bombos, the rejumps are. So he has a lot of alternatives in the corner, and you can also just jump cancel after a beam as well, so you can structure your own combos. These ones might be nice for if you're mid-screen and then you do like the Whiff EX lariat. So his max damage revolves around these reverse Kame you hold down and then heavily delay the S follow-up so you can land into him, and this one gives you almost 6.1k. His highest damage found by Xiao is pretty hard. You have to delay the 3S, and then you have to delay the beam after a delayed J8 so you can land that 2M for 6.1k plus. But with an assist here with supers, you can get up to 7.4k off that easier high damaging combo. And remember, you can also still go into sliding knockdown since the M version still has that property to it, or you can go into double assist routes as well, or into Spur Bomb off these extensions. The skilled version is less hit, so you can't use the power poles, but you get 4.3k, which is pretty nice. A really easy skilled version can revolve around the new power pole into beam loops. You can get 2 of these in, and this results in 4.3k all auto time. And even from a skilled combo, if you can get into Spur Bomb with your assist, this can lead to a TOD. Why am I showing off TODs early? Yeah, GT's combo output is insane. The value of Spur Bomb is huge, especially if you can master that. So definitely prioritize learning that because it can make all of your combos high damaging. This was like what, a 5-bar start by using a level 2 to kill. So you could probably optimize this a bit more by doing, assist into your 236M, your medium lariat, so you can add on extra damage, extra hits. But off a skill start, that's really good, man. So he has 2 solo Spear Bomb routes. This one relies on really heavy delays with 3S, like max delay 3S, to get 2 of these loops, but you can also do the auto combo before and then back into a Spear Bomb, like we showcased earlier. The second way is doing a reverse Kame first, then you can link 5L 5H with a bit of a more lenient delay on that 3S. And I feel like holding 3 on the 3S actually helps it to be more consistent, but that's just me personally. So you can pick between either one of these two. In the corner, you can extend his combos by getting extra height by delaying his normals and holding up forward into a delayed JH right when you're about to land. Working on bigger characters maybe can work on smalls too, but you need an assist to end it. In sparking though, this becomes free. From Dragon Rush or higher up, so it's a lot easier to get these float combo extensions. Can even land in the 2M, but because you lose all your knockdowns, you can't really extend the combo much further. So be careful with that. You can even go into Spirit Bomb from this solo if you delay your JH as much as possible. Remember, these routes only work on bigger characters, unless you're in Spark, which we'll see in the Sparking section. And here, since you don't have DR, you have to time your lariats. If you land this auto combo in the corner, you can hold your beam, charge, and then dash out of it to hit them and then still continue the combo. With your back to the corner, you can delay a 214S holding up then down down to get this type of extension on every character. But you can get a bit more optimal with rejumps. And to get that to go, you have to delay all 3 of his reverse Kame follow-ups to get that really low to the ground JH so that you can connect the 5L afterwards. Maybe you can do another rejump there too, but this combo is already tight enough. So all these concepts apply to like super dashes, apply to like your near corner rejumps and stuff like that, so keep that in mind. Now for double Spirit Bombs with some assists, mostly like lariat assists that can hold them down so you can connect a reverse Kame. You're closer to the corner, right? So then it's easier to connect your auto combo. So you dash up, wait a little bit, then you have to time it, then you can get 2 double Spirit Bombs in. So you have to experiment with your assists and see what works. You can also get into double Spirit Bomb route solo by doing auto combo right away after that delayed beam. And the trick here is to dash in and then time your 5L as they fall. You could probably get the auto combo grab again without hitting the 5L, but the timing gets super hard. Even off skilled starters, if you go into 5H ASAP, so after just like 1 5L, which isn't too practical, you can get the whole second auto combo string again. But if you can find a way to time it without hitting the 5LL part and just get the grab part, then you can add a bit more to make it more hit confirm friendly. But it is kind of crazy how it can kill solo off double Spirit Bombs off a skill starter. So in Spark, you can do the JLL air dash on everyone now, and the ender can look like this, doing the light version into beam, delay medium lariat to light lariat into 214M for the knockdown. And that applies to all of his combos like 2Hs or whatever, but just be careful of running out of spark. So it works in skilled combos, except that you do run out of spark, so you can't continue special canceling. This is to showcase many different things, so you can just super dash after a lariat to confirm it. Then if you cancel 214M with 214L, you still preserve the sliding knockdown for later. So if you land delay the empty vanish, you can reverse Kame super dash again to continue up. One thing to note is that if you land beam, you can still get 3 follow-ups of reverse Kame. I used to think it was only 2 follows as the beam kind of counts as one, but no, I was wrong. And you can get into enders like this. For happy birthdays, be careful of 5LL because it can get them out of the combo. And for his happy birthday rounds, just note that Power Pull keeps them together, and so does his Dragon Flash series, especially the light one Midscreen where you can empty vanish after that as well. And if you have assist that keeps them together, it can make for really easy happy birthday combos Midscreen as well. So keep those notes in mind for happy birthdays. Wish your combos also hitting the assists. In the corner, I want to showcase one of his day 1 OG loops with these pulls. After 3Rs, you can do a beam, connect some of his new 5H stuff. You can't really end it off with special cancels, but this does lead to a TOD, so I guess we're going to be transitioning into our TODs now. You can go into Spirit Bomb from here or his other level 3 as well. Patsify on Twitter actually optimized this route to kill off a 5LL starter, which is insane using the day 1 loops. It was hard to get that 3S JH link to land, and then after you empty vanish, you have to get 3 of the Kame follow-ups. So he said here, if your team does more DAC damage, you don't need a double Spirit Bomb. So, you know, if you have level 2s, you might want to be able to look into that. But it's kind of crazy how much damage you get from a light starter. Yeah, remember how earlier I said you can only get 2 follow-ups after a beam? Now with reverse Kame, you can get 3. I was just being bad at the game. But you can get into interesting routes like this one as well, adding a couple extra spark cancels here. Just wanted to showcase the 3 falls for reverse Kame so I don't get cooked. Here's like a 2-bar TOD by Whiffing Spark inspired by Xiao. His version is a side switch with a lot more sauce with rejumps and all that, but this one is an easier version by delaying the spark a little bit more. And then you can head into this route and you can TOD after the empty vanish with level 1 into level 3. Spirit Bomb or his Super Saiyan 4 form. Or I guess in this case his adult form jump scare. Here's an example of a team TOD off 2H with Spark. It's kind of sick how he can do like this floor is lava type technique where he just continues spark canceling. And here we tag into an assist. And if your assist has extra combos, like you don't need to just JDR here. If your assist can combo afterwards from that high as well, you can optimize this route easily. So you don't need as much bar. You know, it's kind of crazy how he can kill even without assist with a similar route. At the end here, you want to preserve your reverse combo, so not using it in the middle, but using it at the end so you can get solo Spirit Bombs for those. So without limit break, without assist, pretty good meter, you can still TOD. How much was this, like a 1-bar TOD actually? Crazy. So here's what I mean from earlier. If you're pre-sparked with 2H, any of these like float routes, you can get a lot closer because of the spark property, so it makes it really easy to get into these auto combos, delay the JH, delay the 5L a little bit as well, and you can easily go back to Spirit Bomb and kill from there. This can work from Dragon Rush in kind of a similar manner, except you have to limit your hits a little bit since, you know, Dragon Rush scaling, and also you can't DR after the Spirit Bomb, right? So you have to time landing it when they fall, you have to time your medium lariat to go into level 1 and then level 3 again. But it's kind of crazy. And even from his auto combo, if you're pre-sparked, limit break as well, maybe with assist you could, but you can go into the same kind of concept here, meter dumping like crazy. So yeah, GT, his Spirit Bomb value, man, is actually insane. And if you can get synergistic things to get the Spirit Bomb to work even better for your entire team throughout the game, yeah, you're set, bro. You're set for damage. So yeah, you can combine all these concepts together, and as you can see, you can TOD off pretty much any hits if you have like Spark available, if you have meter, because Spirit Bomb is insane. So we'll just end off this combo section with a Super Dash TOD, a bit of an easier one, but just empty vanishing to 1 for S, 3S to get the Spirit Bomb again. Slightly different ender though. And now it's time to go over his mix-ups and pressure a little bit, since people don't really talk about that. I wish I could do a full guide, but ain't nobody got time for that. Let's see. So we'll start off with his 50-50s. He has the Universal Super Dash plus Assist mix, delaying the assist to cover the delay high JL or JM more consistently, or land 2L, which works with almost all assists over like 25 frames. Now like usual, you can 2H this, but GT's beam also jails into Super Dash, which can be interesting because that can frame trap 2Hs, so that can be useful before going to Super Dash plus Assist. What's interesting is that his B assist holds them down in place, which enables Midscreen Super Dash plus GT B assist for some characters and other character specific mix-ups as well, like Blue Vegeta's Rekka mix being meterless mid-screen. He has 3 other Pogo 50-50s. He has a mid-screen left-right with 2S assist delay J3S to cross up, or 2S assist delay J1 or 2S for the same side. This depends on timings and assist pushback, needing a 1-frame gap to avoid cross-up protection, and we went over different confirms in the combo section for this. This works even with low blocks unlike Bardock's A assist here at 27 frames, but this can be hard to make it tight with timings and different assists, and left-rights like these will always be susceptible to down-down reversal inputs that cover both sides. The second mix is 2S J2S holding forward, needing more blocks on around 40 plus to cover the 2S J2S gap, where you land a low or air dash high, but the assist can't have too much pushback to work mid-screen. This becomes easier in the corner where you can use 2S J1S, still needing that huge blocks on, but is easier to time. Even if you mess up, you can try to air dash from 2S from mix as well for like a cheeky high-low, but not really a 50-50, and has a bigger gap. From staggers, you can get into J1S or J3S for a very strong instant left-right situation off solo stagger pressure. We're calling an assist if they block it afterwards can lead to similar mix that we just discussed, going to your air dash high or land low. So kind of like a double layered mix here. There is a gap, but it can be interesting when paired with good pressure. You can kind of manipulate the situation if they try a 2H with 6Ms, with jump back beam, jump reverse Kame plus assist. So baiting them by jumping up and doing something else, that can be interesting. But that's just, you know, pressure. And his pressure rhythm overall, oh my god, it's so good for staggers, his normals, his frame data, his rhythm, his tempo, everything is so good. One of the stronger pressure characters in the game. And of course, don't forget simple stuff like air dashing after 214 plus assist at the end of your strings. Back to mix though with low blocks, and you can do 5L plus assist L delay L to get a tick throw, but in this small gap they can jump or mash. So the 50-50 is between that or 5L plus assist L delay 2M. Same timings, being a mix between a grab or low attack. But now he has access to 5LL 6L, so when paired with good rhythm and other options to overload your 5L with DR, 6Ms, or more importantly frame traps, you now have an extra layer with solo grab, not needing assists. Similarly, slightly holding beam and tapping forward for same side beam and holding forward longer for a cross up has been buffed to turn around earlier. So now you can actually make both of these hit on the same frame, which can be another really strong overload option, especially when mixed in with regular beam to gel into super dash mix, confusing their senses. Even things like holding beam and continuous crossovers at different extended timings can be interesting and can be very strong at times against some higher level opponents. I do have a neutral tip though for Pogo since it got buffed. At full screen, 5SS is very interesting because it can frame trap jumps and super dashes, so this is an easy knowledge check for people who refuse to block. But against higher level people, this promotes reflex on the second or third 5S, or over respect to remain blocking. So strategies like 5S delay 214H plus assist can be great at calling out reflex, have like a gap, or just movement for that matter to make for interesting mind games. And remember, 5S does go through projectiles, which can be super strong for character specific things like beating Trunks 5S round start or clearing an Isle of Orbs. And finally, for level 3 mix, he doesn't have anything too crazy. Gets a safe jump IDJH, which is like your go-to. You can kind of delay it to play with IDJL Whiff, land 2L, but that leaves you open to like mashing and stuff like that. But once you do establish respect, then you can go into, you know, sneaky cross-up, sneaky Pogo, J2S stuff, left, right, so that can be interesting. But the foundation is still just IDJH for the safe jump. That's about all the GT tech I got for y'all today, man. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new. If you did, hit that like button and leave your thoughts down below with a comment. And with that being said, I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.